Apparently, when there were early screeners for this movie, not from Rotten Tomatoes, but from other special sources, those critics were not really liking this movie, so there were some bad presses when it came out towards the Morbius film. There was also rumors spreading around about how all of Sony's Spider-Man material that were shown from the trailer are automatically cut from the movie, and it made other people a little bit more upset with it. And taking a look at some of the reviews that are shown on Rotten Tomatoes right now, a lot of people are not necessarily liking this movie that much. But instead of reading all of the negative reviews that are on the website, I like to go ahead and do the opposite and talk about all of the positive reviews of people who actually enjoyed and liked this movie. This video is going to be a little bit weird because there are two specific days where I'm filming this video, where I'm reacting to the reviews on the website, and then I'm also going to be doing my reaction towards those reviews when I did see the movie. So if you're asking yourself, why does this video look a little bit different compared to all the other videos that I'm doing, this is the reason why. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started looking at all the positive reviews for Marvel's brand new film, Morbius. The Morbius director goes in the other direction. If it's something you've seen before, like a rooftop battle, he'll give you just enough and no more. But if it's something new, something interesting between the characters, he lavishes time. Morbius is a film that requires one to play along and enjoy the project for what it is. While one absolutely could sit, shaking their head as the film plays, it feels entirely possible to get onto the same wavelength as the project and enjoy the ride. Morbius is a character who's caught between two worlds, man and monster, and his movie is stuck in a similar liminal space that ultimately makes it unremarkable. Not the best written, but Jared Leto's surprisingly restrained performance mixed with Matt Smith's scenery chewing makes this a decent enough monster movie. So after watching the movie, I definitely don't agree with what the positive reviews are saying. I do think that this movie is bad, but I'm trying to see if I can be able to understand what it is that they're talking about. And for what they're saying, I don't know if I can really see it that much, but I'll try and figure it out what they're talking about. There are definitely moments where you can try and enjoy the movie, but I don't think it's done in a good way, though. You can enjoy for the silliness, like the vampire designs. I think they look pretty silly. They're not scary or intimidating at all. And for Matt Smith, for what he does in the film, he is having a lot of fun with it, and you can enjoy along the ride with him. But as for the action scenes, they're not pleasant to look at. They're all done with CGI effects, and the CGI doesn't look that good at all. It looks terrible. It just looks soulless and dirty looking. Morbius is a good enough introduction for a character who most viewers may not know well. It's not spectacular entertainment like the Spider-Man movies, but neither will it have viewers wishing for their money back. While most of it as predictably familiar as expected, it does something unusual for a movie like this. It entertains you rather than plunges you into submission. Significantly better than Venom, but still somewhat lacking in bite. This origin story perhaps inevitably grows more pallid toward the end, but until then proves just tasty enough to merit the giving it a shot value. I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult to watch the Joker and the 11th Doctor battle it out on screen with teeth and claws, but Morbius manages to make it work. It's not a movie everyone will love, but don't dismiss it just yet. Morbius just about ticks all the boxes for a superhero film with plot twists that are neither unpredictable nor entirely satisfying. Okay, the potential to look at actors coming from other sources of material, and you've seen those types of content, and now you're seeing these actors being portrayed in here, but they're kind of acting different, but you still like those actors for who they are, that can potentially add to the entertainment value, but there is still supposed to be a good execution for that. The film does have a purpose on driving somewhat of entertainment value. You can't always rely on how these actors were in other pieces of source material. That can add in as a spice, but that's not enough to justify this as being a good movie, because I personally don't think that the film delivers it that much. A stylish special effect clad vampire flick that'll keep you perfectly entertained on a red-eye flight. A fairly good, if gloom-laden jaunt, happily uncluttered by the tangle of poorly told subplots that afflict most superhero films, Jared Leto lending just enough serious actor gravitas to his lines about feeling alive for the first time in his life. A monster movie with a little bite, Morbius is elevated by some spirited performances and director's sure hand with familiar comic book material. Whatever, man, I liked it. A very good vampire movie starring Jared Leto and Matt Smith, both in top form. Similar to 2009's Daybreakers, as good a launch as 2018's Venom, fun theater experience if you're into comic book movies. It's actually a pretty decent premise for a superhero movie, and in its early moments, Morbius is quite promising. The term for comic book movie fans doesn't really make that much sense to me as their defense. I guess what some are trying to say is, don't really think about it that deep. Just turn your brain off and just look at the madness for itself and enjoy it for what it is. The problem is that the film is trying to make me turn my brain off. So how can I turn my brain off when the movie is wanting me to turn my brain on? Maybe it's a part of the fun so that we can go ahead and rebel against the movie and mock it for wanting us to try and take it so seriously and have fun making fun of the film taking its own seriousness. But there are movies that are self-aware like that as well, and they can still manage to be an enjoyable action flick. And this film doesn't really do that for me. Morbius does eventually become a cluttered slugfest, as all things must. But for much of its run, it is a stylish, intriguingly toned story of a man trying to thwart mortality. Morbius is surprisingly an okay film, with Jared Leto delivering a somber performance as the vampiric anti-hero. You don't have to be a Marvel maven to understand in order to enjoy Morbius. In fact, it's probably better if you aren't. Overall, it's an entertaining, fast-paced sci-fi horror vampire flick. A modestly scaled launch for the character that succeeds thanks to Leto's performance. Logic and plot flow are generally treated like civilian casualties, but the movie, with its canny mix of whiz-bang violence, goth atmosphere, and high camp, feels pleasingly pulpy and urgent up until its last minutes. So what did you guys think of Morbius? Do you actually agree with some of the positive reviews on here, or do you disagree and go with the mainstream crowd and think that this movie is just as bad? Put your thoughts down in the comment section below and let's have a conversation about it. And like this video if you agree with what I say, or dislike this video if you disagree with what I say. I don't mind the dislikes. So that is it I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video.